Marco, thanks a million for joining me today.
Thank you to you. It's very nice to be here.
Excellent. Let's start off by you telling me a little bit about yourself and your role and the business itself.
Yep, I'm responsible for marketing for Brembo. It is a brake specialist, brake system leader in OE and in aftermarket. And I'm having the responsibility for all the marketing activities on global base for the aftermarket business unit.
Okay.
So we are here in Dubai for this edition of the Automechanika exhibition for the second time in a row, and we are showing our products. We are investing in this area, and so this is why we're here.
Okay, excellent. So what changes, let's say, have you seen in the last couple of years within the category that you guys are operating in?
Well, there is a clear tendency overall in the market to search for a premium brand, a premium product. This is something that is more and more evident in these years compared to the past decade, where the wave of low-cost proposal was dominating. Today we have to say that maybe the industry has been reaching the bottom in terms of cost or positioning the economy offer to the market. And so we see more and more in many markets there are a lot of players looking for a clear premium brand and clear premium alternative. And this is where Brembo is successful actually. And for us this is meaning that we have to invest, we have to differentiate, we have to innovate continuously. This has always been a characteristic of Brembo, of this company, and more we see that this is paying, this is successful. So we think that this trend is helping us a lot.
So you talk a little bit there about the markets. What are the most important markets for you guys out in this region?
As aftermarket, for Brembo, the most important region is Europe. But more and more Europe is moving somehow. Already all the main companies call this region EMEA, that is including Africa and Middle East. In the past, Europe was Germany first, and then the other Western European mature market. Today, more and more countries such as Russia, Turkey, all the Balkans are growing and taking a very good dimension in the business, and also the Middle East is achieving an important role there. So for us, even though the main business is still in Europe, the growth is coming from Eastern Europe, from Middle East, or from Asian countries.
So when you mentioned there a little bit earlier about differentiating yourselves, how do you go about that? How do you go about separating yourselves from your competitors? You know, you're obviously in the premium category, so what is it that sets you apart?
Well, actually, as you may realize, it's not that easy to differentiate a brake pad or a brake disc one for the other. We're investing a lot in two main dimensions. One is the product itself, and the second is the service. In terms of products, of course, we tend to have the full coverage, maximum level of availability, all kind of options available. And basically, since we are manufacturers, we are able really to make the difference in all the different steps. In foundering, we have specific cast iron for our rotors, matching the original and with a higher content of carbon in the cast iron. Or in the designing of the product, we are having the specific venting technology, we call it PVT+, that is improving the resistance of our products compared to the average, or to the original as well, and is also allowing us to offer lighter products, so reducing the emissions, reducing the fuel consumption, and so on. On the same side, for what concerns brake pads, we are having a huge range of brake pads. We work both with the traditional low metallic friction material as well as the ceramic NAO. We have a comprehensive range for both of those material, and we can offer really the right choice for every different market and for every different customer. And on top of it, we accessorize our products in order to make it easier the life for the professional at the end. Many of our solutions are basically intended to facilitate the professional activity of the installers, of the mechanics. So, and this is also bringing us to the service area where we want to be premium as well. Premium is not just a high price product or high level of quality. In some cases the quality is that level. But when you're able to provide all the needed tools, from the cataloging to the website to the training, to all the relevant information, technical bulletins, together with the right logistic service, we must be an easy company to work with.
I really like the way you answer that, because usually when I put that question to a marketing director, not usually, but a lot of the time, they focus on the channels with which they're trying to communicate their message through. Your answer was very much about the product.
Yep.
So is that where you guys put the big investment in terms of, let's say, trying to differentiate yourselves? It's not, let's say, the message that you're trying to communicate to the audience, but more like investing heavily within the product itself?
Let's say we're very lucky because our brand is very, very known. And it has, I would say immodestly, a universal know-how and association to winning experience, both for racing or for high-end huge cars that are equipped with our products. So yes, we're investing a lot in innovation and in products innovation. Basically, our company is consistently investing at least 5% of our turnover in R&D, and 10% of the workforce of the employees of Brembo is technicians, engineers, specialists dedicated in R&D. The high involvement of our company with the original equipment and with the high-end car manufacturers in OE is forcing us to continuously challenge ourselves, scouting new solutions, trying to anticipate the trend of the market. Today, everything goes for electrification or reducing the weight of the car, reducing the weight of the components, and changing the way of thinking the driving experience. And we're there. We must be there. We must be at least 10 years ahead in the development or in thinking the brakes for the future.
Yeah, that's excellent. I want to just touch on then, obviously you're a very product focused business. How do you go about raising awareness of your brand in the likes of Europe or the Middle East when you're trying to, penetrate a new market?
I have to say the difficulties for us as a aftermarket people is to utilize the strength of and the values that are associated to Brembo brand into the everyday market of the aftermarket. Brembo is very famous for being visible in top cars. Brembo is very famous because it's Formula One, because it's MotoGP, because it's NASCAR, or all this racing. Even the Formula is 100% with Brembo brakes. The difficulty is to explain to everyone that Brembo is for every car. It's also for an, let me say, 8-10 years old car, mid-level. Brembo is for this car as well. Our catalog is for A to Z, covering everything. and from the very old car up to the newest. So our main goal is really to say to everyone that every car deserves Brembo, every driver deserves Brembo, everyone is premium, not just who is driving a high-end Ferrari, McLaren, or I don't know. So this is the way we try to pass the message that all the professional people working on a car, or mechanics or distributors, retailers, everyone needs to be supported by a brand that makes easy their life, that enhances their professionalism, that rewards their investment in their own learning and in their own approach to the work.
So there's a challenge there, I suppose, to a degree. You know, you're educating two sets of audiences. You're educating the end consumer about what a high quality product you have, but also, like you said, the mechanics that are also reselling the product that you are distributing through them.
Yeah, absolutely. We cannot be so capillary in the market to explain to everyone how to use or how to fit or whatever. We have to delegate somehow. We have to pass the message. So our communication is a multi-layer communication at the end. As I said, we are lucky because the visibility of our brand is very high even for drivers. But at the same time, all the steps in the distribution chain must be accurately empowered, trained whenever is needed, directly or through e-learning facilities through our website and
yeah,
so
I was
on.
just going to ask actually, how do you manage that then?
Well, actually, we've been developing a lot of multilingual tools at the end because we know that we have to speak the very same language that the professional is using. We cannot use the English, unfortunately, everywhere or for all cases. So we have a website that is bremboparts.com that is only dedicated to the aftermarket, and it is translated in 16 different languages. The same applies to our training course. We have developed a brake system academy training that is self-spoken, self-animated, is multilingual as well, and it could be helpful for everyone. And of course, we keep investing on these maybe basic elements, but very helpful.
Okay, excellent. You're obviously at Automechanika Dubai this year. As one final question, what are you hoping to get out of the next 3 days?
Wow, in the next 3 days.
Short or long space of time, depending on what way you're
Short-term
looking
objective. Well, of course, my next 3 days will be here in Dubai, here in Automechanika. I do expect a successful attendance to this show. I do expect a lot of interesting contacts here, and also to consolidate the existing business with our partners in this area.
Excellent. Marco, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you
Thanks
very
very
much.
much.
Thanks.